Dark secrets of America's most obese town. Lock in, lock in, lock in.
You want to go bigger and stronger, don't you?
Golly, sure.
The number of obese Americans is now around 40%.
Fast forward 10 years and the rates skyrocket.
Wait. I want to see that graph. Why do you think it's the worst in these areas? Wow, New Jersey's pretty good. That's surprising to me. I mean, good in retrospection. I don't know if that's the right word. Good in retrospect to the rest, or in respect to the rest of the U.S. Farming land, Oklahoma and Louisiana. Isn't Louisiana swampland? I think it's poverty. West Virginia's really poor. Louisiana's poor, and Oklahoma's very poor. And they have a lot of fried foods.
Skyrocket.
It's so bad, some call it an epidemic.
What about pancakes for dinner?
Only 7 grams of fat.
Americans are getting increasingly and astronomically chronically ill, and it is largely because of our toxic, ultra-processed.
Somebody said surprising it's so low when you live there. Brother, you can't even make a fat joke. Like, I'm not fat. This would be entirely different if I weighed like 50 pounds more than I do. Like, did you just try to call me obese?
It's the craziest scam to ever.
I really think the reason they always say it's fast food, but I don't know. I don't know the numbers that fast food companies are making. I don't think it's fast food, though. That's the reason Americans are fucking obese. I think that it's grocery store slop that people get themselves. The laziness that most Americans have to meal prep correctly. Because when you meal prep vegetables and pasta and protein pasta and meats correctly, you're not fat, right? Like, if you eat well and you don't overeat, you'll be fine. It's pastries and half of the fucking grocery store you go to is pastries, cakes, desserts, snacks. I think snacking and liquid calories are the two big reasons why Americans are fucking fat. They drink soda a lot. They drink beer. They have a lot of things that have liquid calories in them and a shitload of sugar that fucks up their metabolism. And also just eating a bag of Doritos every day. One of the family size ones. And when we eat breakfast, what do you guys eat for breakfast? What do you guys eat for breakfast? And I'm not saying any of you are obese or fat. I'm just saying this is the diet of skinny and non-skinny Americans. Some of you might eat eggs or other shit. Like, a lot of people are saying egg sandwiches, which can be all right. Yeah, but you're eating cheese with that, which is a little bit unhealthy. But I would even say eggs are not as bad as, like, if you're just eating like a bowl of Cocoa Puffs, like 2 bowls of Cocoa Puffs with sweetened milk, you are starting your day off with 45 grams of sugar. Like, more than the average Neanderthal had in a month. In one day. Right, you're in one meal, shit like that. Eggo waffles, any of those, unhealthy as fuck. And then desserts and all these other things.
Ever get pulled off.
Big Tobacco bought into U.S. food companies back in the 80s.
Why is...
Like, unless you're eating cornflakes for breakfast, cereal isn't good for you. At all. It's a dessert. It's a dessert for breakfast. Or even if you're eating like waffles, which like they in themselves might not be that bad, you're probably covering it in syrup. A lot of syrup and butter. You're eating a 600 calorie meal right there.
The FDA funded by the pharmaceutical industry.
Or for me, like an Italian guy, like, or even your parents, I cook with a lot of olive oil. Like a lot of olive oil. A teaspoon of olive oil is like 100 fucking calories. Like, and I'm just going and just putting it all over everything. People don't realize, like, the shit they cook with makes things really fatty.
Former drug regulators who went to work for the drug industry.
This is why America is facing an obesity epidemic.
No, the reason is also our healthcare providers and our capitalistic economy that convinces you that when you're fat as shit and you're unhealthy, that instead of losing weight and going to a nutritionist, they're going to put you on medication, which makes you feel better, and then you feel more comfortable eating more, and then you get more fat. It's terrible. We live in a society where instead of losing weight and doctors advocating for you to go to a nutritionist and map out a diet plan for you, they're going to go, no, we're going to put you on Rifrenol. And you're going to go, what's that? Oh, it's going to make your heart better. Oh, you know what also would help? Losing 140 pounds, right? Ozempic is actually not great, right, in how it's kind of just restricting somebody's appetite, because that doesn't mean that they're eating healthy. It just means they're eating less, which does result in losing weight. But when you're dieting, you also still have to get all the nutrients you need rather than just eating less, right? Ozempic is one of those things that does help, but it's also just a fucking drug. That's a bit specific. I'm gonna fucking say my opinion here. I have nothing against obese people. I have nothing against people that are fat. We were talking about this when we were watching the Dave Blunt's video, but it's a problem in general society that it's like food addiction is so acceptable that like people just stop caring, and now companies pan towards the obese to make money, which is killing you at a younger age. If you are obese, you will die younger. It's a fact. And I'm not even going to sit here on my fucking high horse like I don't get high 4 days a week. That's going to fucking kill me younger. Same thing with people that smoke cigarettes or drink. There's a million things that are going to kill you younger, right? And people say, oh, oxygen kills you. Right, yeah, but so does eating fucking 4 quarter-pounders every day, right?
Food-related illnesses have become the #1 health issue in America, and health experts believe it will soon overtake cigarettes as the leading cause of preventable death. The abundance and availability...
That's also due to, I feel like people smoke... I mean, I don't know the statistics on this. I feel like people don't smoke as much as they did. I feel like cigarette usage has likely gone down, but vaping has gone up.
For a long time, the obesity epidemic was chalked up to an individual's lack of self-care, diet planning, and exercise, leading to the rise of reality programs meant to empower overweight people to simply clean up their diets and get...
Bro! Nah, see, this is like, dude, this is like just an addiction. That's insane. That's 9 burritos.
While these are well-meaning notions, we believe that there may be something deeper at play that is causing this epidemic. Why is it that obesity in America skyrocketed specifically in the last 20 years? And why are there some geographic locations that experience it worse than others? To find the answers to these questions, our search led us here, to McAllen, a border city in southern Texas that has become an unexpected face of the issue when in 2011, a study labeled it as America's most obese city.
38% of their population are obese.
Here at Yes Theory, we always believe it's important to break through the stats and speak to people on the ground to get truer understanding of the circumstances they're living in. That's why Amar and Stefan will be traveling to McAllen to spend the next few days exploring the city, trying to uncover what is really causing this spike in obesity. They also sat down to interview multiple health experts who helped provide in-depth analysis to everything they're about to uncover in the city with this mysterious affliction.
The most obese town in America. Did Tyler Oliveira make a video similar to this?
And we are officially in McAllen, Texas. Okay, off we go. Thank you.
Was it at this town, though?
Yep. We're making a documentary around obesity and food systems in the US.
Okay.
Are you getting the connection?
Yes,
Why?
absolutely,
Yeah.
because I am from here. So
Yeah.
I think the low income area probably has a lot to do with it. Because there's
No, low income area mixed with a lot of dairy food, if I had to guess. Especially seeing that they're in southern Texas where, dairy, cow, and cheese is kind of something that's heavily eaten. They're eating a lot of very fatty meats and fatty carbs. Like if they're just eating like even just base like ground beef covered in cheese and tacos or whatever they're eating, it's just shitty for you.
a lot of choices, but they're really cheap and really unhealthy. So I get that.
I don't know though, man. Like 3 years ago when I wasn't grocery shopping for myself and shit, I would have been like, yeah, fast food's cheap as fuck. Fast food's expensive as shit now. I don't like the argument like, oh, it's because good food's unhealthy. I feel like that's not true. Yeah, really good healthy food is expensive, but if you go to like the grocery store and get like chicken breast, rice, and like broccoli or like Brussels sprouts, it's still probably pretty expensive. But if you portion that out, you can meal prep for like 4 days for probably like $30 for like 4 meals.
The average adult in the United States, their calories are derived from ultra-processed foods by about 60%, which means that most of the calories that your average adult is consuming are coming from these essentially shelf-stable, package-processed foods, the kind of foods that you'd find in a vending machine.
Yeah.
Lunchly?
This is Max Lugavere. He is a health and wellness author,
Lunchly?
researcher, and host of the Genius Life podcast, which focuses on exposing corruption and disinformation in health and food. He originally gained recognition for his book Genius Foods, which combines scientific research with practical advice on how to improve your health through diet and lifestyle. We originally met him back in 2020 when we made an episode learning more.
Yo, the one thing that I do eat that freaks me out a little bit, I eat like no-fat yogurt, and every time I'm eating it, I look at it, and it says contains bioengineered food ingredients. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? I don't know. I eat it, but I eat it like every other day. But I'm like, what is that? Bioengineered? What does that mean? Like they're fucking, like they're in the lab, like shooting it up with shit. What the fuck? RFK is gonna ban that, bro. Like GMO. So I'm not gonna be able to eat it. Count your days. Eat Greek yogurt. It is Greek yogurt.
We are now seeing that the overconsumption of these foods is linked.
Dude, it's so good though. They have a cheesecake flavored yogurt. You put some blueberries in it, mix it up, maybe a little bit of granola.
Whether it's our regulatory bodies or even the food industry, nobody's really being all that honest about the impact that these foods are having. Part of that has to do with the fact that they are so incredibly profitable. They are the darlings of the food industry.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna explore a food park here in McAllen. Hopefully connect with some locals. Are you guys from McAllen or?
Yeah. Are you
Cool.
guys from yesterday?
Yeah, we're from yesterday.
We kind of.
There's no way.
So we're here to tell a story about.
So are you guys going on like a sick adventure or something? Yes, Theory's always like jumping out of planes and going to cool countries. No, we're here because McAllen, Texas is the fattest city in America. Oh.
About unhealthy systems that's making us sick.
Oh, okay. And this is the most obese city, right?
It is.
Oh wow, they knew that.
No way. The portions down here, I feel like, are way bigger than in America.
Here, there's so much fast food.
Portions in the U.S. are very big. Not even just specifically like in this city, but just in the U.S. Like I remember getting a KFC large and being annoyed at how small it was. It looked like a McDonald's medium. And I was like, this is a fucking large. What is this? Right? And I felt like betrayed. But then you actually look up like European sizes. I gotta look that up. Europe versus US sizes. Like our small is their large. Almost. Like you're giving a small to your kid. Or even when you're a kid, I was sure get a medium.
What do you think made the difference in your upbringing?
I didn't grow up here.
You didn't grow up here. Where did you grow up?
Mexico.
Okay, I see.
I was also raised in Mexico.
Well, I think there's a difference of moderation too. Like they're both drinking Coke, and Coke's terrible for you. Like that's like 35 grams of sugar, but you could have one of those, once a week, something like that.
And it's an issue when you come here, like the food. It's a big issue for everyone.
Yeah.
Even lifestyle-wise, I feel like over there you have a lot more people that walk places.
Yeah.
Here everything's. That's why I mentioned the drive-thrus. Everyone
we
goes.
We came walking actually. I told him.
Yeah, we came walking.
Yeah.
I have 2 kids and I teach them every day about healthy food and all of that. So.
It's also bad that we give our kids food and reward them. I don't know if we watched a video where somebody said this or I heard this from somebody I knew. When you raise a kid, you give them rewards for eating healthy food, which is horrible, right? It's like, oh, if you eat your vegetables, you get a cookie at a young age, which is instilling that it's a task and bad to eat vegetables. Right? It's not fun. It's a shitty thing. It's a chore, right? Fuck giving them the cookie. Reward them with hey, if you eat your vegetables, you get an apple. Fuck giving them good shit. Maybe reward them if they don't eat it, but don't give them something that's bad because then they're going to look forward to the bad things.
It starts at home, I think that.
Yeah.
Look at the amount of drive-thrus there are here compared to some other cities.
The drive-thrus?
Oh.
I see.
Literally within the 2 blocks that we're in, I counted last night, there's 6 fast food restaurants. I'm not even trying to villainize like fast food. People eat fast food in other places in the world and it's okay, but when it's the main thing that people are consuming every day because economically you've now locked them in a very specific spot where they can't afford to get groceries, their work schedule doesn't allow them to cook. You know, I
don't think that's true though. Even if you're going to like a fucking Wendy's or any fast food place, how much is a meal gonna cost? Like $12? If you get like a good meal, it's like $12, $15 for a meal. You could easily buy food in bulk at a grocery store, divvy it up, put it in Tupperware bins, and save money. You're gonna get a $5 biggie bag. Yeah, but a $5 biggie bag is not what obese people are eating. Okay? Like, let me just say that. If you're the people that are obese in this town or any town for that matter are not getting a $5 biggie bag, okay? They're getting a fucking Baconator, right? They're getting something that is more expensive. Because if they were eating just biggie bag meals, they're still shitty, but you wouldn't be 400 pounds.
In the US, there are approximately 6 fast food restaurants per 10,000 people. This is more than double most European countries. But not only are they much more accessible than healthier alternatives, they're also much cheaper. And in McAllen, which has a poverty rate of around 21%, which is around double the national average, being able to spend more money on a healthier alternative or taking the time out to prepare a healthier home-cooked meal isn't a simple choice. It's a privilege that many can't afford.
Yeah, the time aspect I really understand. Like, you have a meal break in between work, and it's just easier to either order food or go grab it rather than make it. But that's why I say time management is the most fucking important thing in your goddamn life. And I know I'm sitting here as a streamer and it's like, okay, well, I'm not working 12-hour shifts fucking 6 days a week. But you can meal prep once a week for your whole week, right? Like, I know I have guys that work in the union that work 6 days a week and work the night shift, and they fucking meal prep for 3 hours, and they're getting their week's worth of, you know, breakfasts and dinners ready, or lunches and dinners ready, and then they just have to, you know, eat something quick for breakfast. Meal prep's annoying. You know what's more annoying? Cooking a fucking meal every goddamn day.
I learned virtually nothing at Stanford Medical School about the tens of thousands of scientific papers that elucidate these root causes of why American health is plummeting and how environmental factors are causing it. I took 0 nutrition courses in medical school. What we are dealing with here is so much more than a physical health crisis. This is a spiritual crisis.
And before we go on, let me tell you about the sponsor that makes these.
How is this $21? Okay, bro, that's $21 because it's a fruit platter that's pre-prepared for you. Don't buy that. Buy a bag of oranges. Buy a bag of apples. Don't buy that shit. That's something you buy for like a party. Who the fuck is getting that as a part of their grocery shopping? Pre-cut strawberries? Buy a box of fucking strawberries where you do it yourself. It's like $5. A whole box.
This used to be my heaven back in the day.
Oh. Yeah, man. Brownies and muffins.
Brownies and muffins. That's my world.
73% of the items in your average supermarket are ultra-processed foods. The kinds of products that are now being linked to conditions like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, cancer, and dementia.
Do you have children?
Yes, I do.
How have you raised them differently knowing that they're growing up in a town that is done most of it?
God, green grapes are so fucking gross. Ugh. 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 Yo, that's like, I'm immediate. If I pass somebody in the grocery store and the one fruit they have in their fucking cart is green grapes, I'm judging them. I'm judging them. I love berries, dude. Red grapes. If I'm at a grocery store, I'm getting raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, strawberries. Love berries. I'm a berry guy. Love berries. All berries are good.
I try to cook more at home. That's basically it. Definitely the convenience of the fast food. Drive-thru.
It's a big role to be a mother, so thank you for raising the next generation.
God, they just look so gross. Oh my God.
Well, I'm trying.
I think what's driving me crazy, and I'm noticing that now, the amount of bullshit on labels is unbelievable. You're just bombarded.
bombarded by that. We're not looking at the gallon of fucking vegetable oil. We're not looking at the Wesson gallon and a half of vegetable oil that's right next to his fucking shoulder right now. Look at that shit.
Bombarded. You just have something. It's the shape of a heart. Lower cholesterol. 28 grams of grain per serving. You don't even know what.
Yeah, but then it has like 12 grams of sugar. I actually have multi-grain Cheerios right now.
That means reduces heart disease. What the are you talking about?
Dude, corn dogs. Yeah, good source of protein, 0 trans fats. Because that's the thing. People just look at sugar and trans fat and that's it.
I'll end with a question. If your grocery store has a health food section, what does that make the rest of the store?
Oh, God, I haven't had a deep fried corn dog in forever. I can't even eat one of those. Y'all ever have the corn dogs, but they're the breakfast ones with sausage and a pancake? See, those are, dude, that's like, those ones are fucking so good. Those ones are so good. You shouldn't eat those, though. They're so bad for you. They're so good, though.
All of the healthiest items in the supermarket actually don't make health claims.
Yeah.
Like, you won't find health claims on a piece of grass-fed, grass-finished beef. You won't find health claims on a dozen eggs. You won't find health claims on a bush of kale. All of the health claims that you'll find in the supermarket, the front of package labeling, you know, are all adorning ultra-processed foods. The healthiest foods in the supermarket don't need to make health claims.
We are ranting about the cereals here. They are saying that they are healthy and good, but I don't know if we trust them. Do you?
If you want my honest opinion when it comes to cereal, you put a little heart on it, people just assume it's healthy. And that's not really the case. Because the moment you put some sugar on it or anything, frosted anything, it's not healthy. It doesn't matter if you get like regular Cheerios or anything like that, they're still putting like all that sugar into your body.
Do you find it harder to make healthier food choices in a place where the options are very limited?
I think that's just a nationwide problem because all the healthy options are restricted by a price tag. So let's say you live paycheck to paycheck. Getting stuff that are just like healthier, it's not feasible sometimes.
From the food perspective, addiction is the business model. If we can get more people to jam more fake industrial food, they eat themselves to death and then end up in a hospital. It's a revolving door of profit that we are born into.
Dr. Casey Means is a physician, entrepreneur, and health optimization expert. After graduating from Stanford, she worked for years as a surgeon before shifting her focus to preventive and functional medicine. Since then, she has become somewhat of a whistleblower against the American medical system, believing that there is much more advocacy needed for addressing lifestyle and diet issues. We got inspired through her eye-opening book, Good Energy, which presents a case for a metabolic-focused approach to health, and luckily got the chance to sit down with her to dig deeper into the American...
I don't know, bro. I feel like a lot of people, though, that are like, the U.S. health system is so bad, we need to change it. They always have like a very over-the-top outlook on like what you need to change, right? They're like, oh, you eat like shit and you eat cake and burgers. Why don't you make this salad with a nice baked sauteed salmon and a nice thing of a nice array of greens? No, dude, get a bag of frozen peas, cook some fucking asparagus with a little bit of oil, and make some fucking sauteed chicken tenderloins with garlic powder and salt. That's all you got to do. That's literally what I'm eating when I'm done stream. Just make that. Just fucking, what the hell is this shit where we got to complicate the fuck out of everything and be like, oh, look how good this tastes. Fuck that. Repeat that, bro. Hold up. This is what I'm fucking eating after stream. I probably have to portion more asparagus, but look. A bowl of peas. Unsalted. I'll eat them with a fucking spoon, dude. Get over it. Eat them. Sauteed chicken and asparagus. It's that fucking simple. It's that fucking simple. Oh, dude, you have to fucking... you're gonna need some lemon zest? You're gonna need some lemon zest? Fuck that! Get a bag of frozen fucking peas, put a little bit of salt on them, and then fucking make a goddamn meal, dude. I'm gonna do a cooking stream soon. I bought the hot plate. I'm gonna make a good fucking meal. Fuck!
So we live in what is ostensibly like the most prosperous and one of the safest times in human history, and we are very depressed. Our life expectancy is going down. So then you have to say, what is different in the last 50 to 100 years that could be making our cells not work properly? The largest industry in the entire country, therefore the largest industry in the entire world, because America is the richest country in the world, is healthcare. Healthcare has a business model focused on getting more patients through the system as quickly as possible.
We're the richest country in the world, but isn't that off of global GDP versus actual average citizen wealth? We have a very large amount of rich people, but we don't have, like, the average. I'm pretty sure there's other European countries that have an average wealth higher than ours. They just don't have a lot of people, and they're not bringing in a very high amount of wealth in return, right? The point still stands where it's like, well, we have the highest GDP, so our government should be able to provide these things to our people.
We know that America is the biggest exporter of culture in the world.
Yep.
And what we see in the movies with how people eat and drink is literally how other places around the world strive to eat and drink. It's like, yes, it affects America, but ultimately all of this eventually gets exported to the rest of the world.
When America coughs, the whole world gets sick.
True Fit seems like the biggest one.
She had that analogy cooking in the fucking books, dude. That was a good one.
They had, like, the first thing that you saw on the screen in there is want a custom meal plan, which was very interesting because it makes sense. As soon as you walk out of here and you just look anywhere around, a meal anywhere around here would ruin a full gym session that you had.
One of the first pillars of maintaining...
Well, yeah, dude, doing cardio. People always think, like, working out is what loses weight, and it can, and it does help. But, like, one Oreo is, like, what, 30 or 40 calories or 20 or 40 calories? If you eat an Oreo, you have to go on a treadmill for, like, you have to, like, jog on a treadmill for, like, 5 minutes to burn it off. Like, one Oreo. It's not easy.
A healthy lifestyle is obviously exercise, and more specifically, incorporating exercise into your daily routine. However, this can be easier said than done. Take a city such as Paris, for example. Here, walking to work or to meet friends is the norm, largely because of the city's design, and oftentimes is actually more inconvenient to drive to your destination. Compare that to McAllen and many rural cities throughout the United States, which have been...
Well, that's because everything's so spaced out. I think that's just like a population difference. If there were so many fucking people here, yeah, they would probably make it so it would be easier to walk.
Ridiculed for their lack of urban design and walker-friendly city planning.
Like climate-wise, it's very hot.
Yeah, true. They never have bike lanes anywhere.
Here, this is the coolest it's been the entire year.
It's 90 degrees.
Yes.
We're sweating.
Yes.
We're like, can we even be out today?
No, during summers, you can't bear to walk outside. So if people are wanting to incorporate exercise that is free, it's super, super hard. Pointing the fingers.
Yo, what's the temperature where y'all are at right now? Not Celsius, because I don't know how to convert it. 77. See, I feel like some of y'all, 93. Some of y'all are probably in, like, fucking southern Texas. It's probably hot as shit. New Mexico.
One of the final stops of this trip was to meet someone who almost lost her life to obesity, Alejandra. She had reached out through the Yes Fam when she heard about us filming this story.
We texted like this morning, and you've been on a journey and are on a journey.
I'm appreciative of you taking the time to even talk to me. I think it was when I was about 6 or 7 that I moved here to the US, because like when we lived in Mexico, my mom and my grandma were the ones taking care of my diet. So everything was homemade. I never got any processed foods growing up. They were very strict with it. But once we started school here, we started having lunch at school. And at first I wouldn't.
Oh yeah, and US lunch was really bad before, and everybody always complains about US lunch tasting like shit. But like it used to be even worse, dude. Before like Michelle Obama started trying to get people to eat healthier and stuff, and the whole Play 60 thing.
Free lunches at school are fairly common around the world. However, in Japan, for example, school lunches are highly structured and focused on balanced, freshly prepared meals. Compare that to the US, where the average cafeteria is often serving highly processed, calorie-dense meals like pizza, chicken nuggets, and fries.
See, that's disgusting, dude. I don't know. What did Michelle Obama do? Just require a certain amount of greens and like fruit and stuff? Because I feel like she made it slightly better and then it's kind of rolled back to being just cheap shit. Bro, this lunch looks actually foul. Oh my God. Chat, do some of y'all's lunches look like this? Okay, yeah, I could see people's lunches looking like that. Or like that.
Including cost constraints, poor fed.
That's gross. Black beans, shredded onions, and what is that, cottage cheese?
The food industry spends millions on lobbying and campaign contributions to influence lawmakers for their inclusion in...
Yeah, because most people higher up in the political realm are greedy motherfuckers that just take money and act like they care.
This was no clearer than in 2011, when Congress allowed a mere 2 tablespoons of tomato paste on pizza to count as a vegetable serving. This decision was heavily lobbied by the frozen pizza industry, which fought against stricter nutritional guidelines.
A lot of these tobacco companies ended up buying up these ultra-processed food companies.
Wow.
And there is data that suggests all the same criteria that tobacco products do, ultra-processed foods tick off all of those same boxes. This is why
well, yeah, it's going into a business they know. They know how to market it. They know how to get people addicted to it. I'm fast forwarding.
If there's bad policy that's making lower to middle income people feel so...
Well, it's also bad that it tastes good. I think people would be more motivated to find other ways to eat healthier if fast food and like Taco Bell didn't taste fucking amazing. Some people hate that shit, but I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, fucking Doritos Locos Tacos from Taco Bell is banging. It is so good.
Is that for those out there struggling with weight issues, there is hope.
You're not the only one going through it. Like, there's a lot of us going through it.
Not a lot of us, dude, like 1/3 of Americans.
Even if the road to get there is rough, it's worth it. Like, I'm still fighting my fight. I'm still not okay. I'm still working to be healthy again. But I am so much better than I was 3 years ago. I can walk.
Well, and you'll feel better, right? It's a direct correlation. It's not even just, oh, being fat means you're going to be more depressed or upset. You're going to feel physically worse and then also emotionally worse on a food level of if you're just eating like slop and you're not getting the vitamins and the nutrients that you need, you're just going to feel terrible.
I can eat. I can enjoy things that I couldn't enjoy before.
By learning about the systems that are in place and educating ourselves on how we can improve our diet and well-being, we can break the unhealthy cycle that we seem to be stuck in and take back control of our quality
I love Joshua Wiseman.
of living.
To me, as long as you're eating primarily whole foods, I think you're going to be way ahead of the game. Definitely way ahead of average today. So whole foods don't have extensive ingredients lists. They are the ingredients.
For those who are interested, we provided some links in the description to cheap, healthy meals that you can make at home, along with some links to exercises that you can do at home that don't require any equipment. But obviously, these...
W fucking video. If your grocery store has a health food section, what does that mean for the rest of the store? Walmart has that. Walmart has a healthy snack section, and it's trail mix, which isn't healthy. And that's fucked. That's fucked. I think about that every time I pass it when I shop at Walmart. They have like a whole chip aisle and snack aisle, and then they have like a health food section, and it's just nuts. It's just like trail mix and raisins. And I'm like, this is not healthy snacks. Or like a beef stick. Trail mix is fire. It's good, but it's not that good for you. Lock in. How the short...